So what's gotten you so jumpy? Why can't you sit still? Ooh, yeah. Gasoline, you wanna pump me? Yeah, no, man, it's poison. And you can't leave out the guitar part about it, or people don't understand. Hey, what's going on, man? This is the Afterfight Afterthought for the Devon Alexander Lucas Matthysse fight. Matthysse? Matthysse? We'll go with that. Afterfight Afterthought, and I'll start with the winner, go to the loser, the winner's the afterfight, the loser's the afterthought, and we'll throw in, a little round by round action there. And this is the before, the during, and the after the fight, okay? And let's go, man. Going to Devon Alexander, going into this fight, it's obviously redemption for him. After what transpired during the, transpired, I just used a big word. Anyway, what happened was in the Timothy Bradley fight, what happened, he got hit in one eye, but he was hurt in the other eye from being hurt in the one eye. Anyway, people thought he kind of quit, and there are a lot of questions about his heart, whether he really wants to be in it. When the going gets tough, is he going to get the hell out of there? It's a must-win. If he loses, it's 2 losses in a row. And in boxing, it's bad enough if you lose once. If you lose 2 in a row, unless you look like really good in it, and people are like, man, he got robbed, that kind of stuff, you're going to be in trouble. And, he's fighting in his hometown. So will he have that hometown letdown? Huh? Yeah, I might coin that phrase too. Already patented the prospect perspective. Maybe I'll patent the hometown letdown thing going on there. Over on the Lucas Matthysse fight, Matthysse. Matthysse? I think I already said that's how I was going to say it, but who knows? Um, you know, can he hang with the top boxers? It seems like, the people with some skill, they keep their distance, they stay away, and he has it. And is he going to start falling into the close but no cigar category? No Bill Clinton jokes needed right here. This is real stuff, man. When you're thinking about it, the way his style is, if someone is being successful boxing against him, will they start looking at that as like a positive for the boxer, not so much that the fact that because of his style he can still hang with the boxer. You know what I'm saying? Will he start having that like Glenn Johnson effect happen to him? The close decisions are deadly for him, as I said before, because of the way his fighting style is. Will he change his style enough to be effective? We already know he's got an amazing punch. We know all this stuff. Maybe even more effective than Maidana. Is that possible? But is he going to be willing to adapt his style just a little bit? A little bit more boxing, a little less power, to try and find that happy medium where he can hang with everybody and not have to worry about getting robbed. That's the biggest thing with that, especially after the Judah fight. Round 1, they're trading jabs. Rights to the body by Matthysse right off the bat. You see him start working that. A lot of it is Alexander working the jabs and stuff like that. Rights to the body, 1-2s to the body by Alexander. They're trading back and forth. Matthysse is controlling it with his body shots, a lot of body shots actually. And it seemed like he had a good plan going in there, and I gave the first round to Matthysse. Going into the second round, Alexander looked a bit more energetic. I started throwing more jabs, some 1-2s, occasional combos in there. Again, Matthysse is still working the body. He's still landing the lefts and the rights to the body. Rights upside Alexander's head as well. But Alexander is controlling it. He is taking control of the round. He's keeping his distance. He's using his shots and accuracy and stuff and landing decent shots. And I gave that round to Alexander. The third round was very much the same as the second. Alexander was controlling, looked like he was starting to take control of the fight a little bit. Keeping his distance, landing good combinations, still getting hit with the right hand, putting himself in danger, and wanting to bang with this guy, but he's staying far enough back to where he can get his shots off for the majority and get out of harm's way. And I gave the third round to Alexander as well, so that I had him up 29 to 28. In the fourth round, it starts out, Alexander's jab. Next thing you know, this big right hand by Matthysse comes in there and just takes Alexander off his feet, and he goes down. And combos. He instantly, they start trading. There's an uppercut by Alexander. He fires the left. He's really trying to not get knocked out at this point, but he's also showing a lot of heart in there. 1-2s, trading, and everything. And had the knockdown not been in there, you'd almost seen it as like a draw round, because he came back from it and he was doing very well. But he was getting hit a lot though, and eating a lot of the right hands. So when you start looking at that, you have to give it the 10-8 round to Matthysse, and that's a 38-37, Matthysse taking the lead. In the fifth round, it was a very close round with Alexander kind of winning the front half, and then Matthysse taking over the back half. Or however you saw it, I had it as a draw round, and I had that so Matthysse would still be up by 1. In the sixth round, again, Alexander seems to have recovered completely from that knockdown. The 1-2 by Matthysse, the jabs coming out with Alexander, the hooks by Alexander, still hooking to the body by Matthysse. The 1-2s, any multiple punch combinations are pretty much coming from Alexander. And I thought he did very well enough in that round to win the round. And so the fight I had as a 57-57 draw going into the sixth round. The seventh round was dominated by Matthysse. It was as dominant a round as you could get, with the right hands landing, with the hooks to the body landing, and everything like that. And Alexander actually not really throwing and just getting hit. There was a big time frames in the round, 30, 40, 50 seconds, where Alexander never even threw a punch. He just absorbed a lot. And it was as close to a 10-8 round as you could get. I did not score it at 10-8. I scored it at 10-9 for Matthysse, so he takes the 1-point lead. In the that was the seventh round. In the eighth round, again, they're going through, and that was a round that I had Matthysse taking. He was landing the more effective body shots, the straight right hands coming in. Alexander looked to be, I don't know if he was like, hey, I'm done, I'm taking the Bradley route out of this, or what it was, but it was not looking good for Alexander. And I had Matthysse winning that round as well. And going into the the ninth round, Alexander seemed to come back to life. He really started firing, taking control of the round, did what it took, and I had him winning that round. Matthysse still landing good right hands in there and still working the body, but Alexander actually seemed motivated and really wanted to do it. The 10th round, and I gave that round to Alexander, that was a 10-9 round. So it was 86-85 for Matthysse still in there. And then in the 10th round, there was an ebb and flow. Every time Matthysse would land, Alexander would start firing back. Alexander really showed his heart in this fight and not wanting to lose. And when it was all said and done with the 10th round, I had that a draw. So I actually scored the fight 96-95 for Matthysse. Now, the problem is it's a close fight. The problem is, well, if you split the 5th and 10th round and give one round to one guy and one round to the other guy, it's you're still looking at Matthysse pulling it out by a point. If it stays the way it is, Matthysse wins. So both of those ways, Matthysse wins. Unfortunately, both those rounds that I said were very close, they gave to Alexander, and that's that hometown ref, and that's kind of how it used to be in the old days. If it was a very close round and you thought it was a draw, the hometown guy gets it. I don't know why you just can't have a draw. It's like people think a draw round is horrible. Well, if a guy wins 6 rounds and then the other dude wins 6 rounds, it's still a draw fight. It doesn't matter. You see what I'm saying? Even though they won each round completely. And if it's that close, I score a draw. I'm sorry. So I disagree with the decision, but it is the decision. I can't change it. So you have Alexander there, and you're thinking rematch on neutral ground. You're looking at, he needs to improve his defense. He got hit with way too many right hands for a guy that was visibly slower than he was. Way too many. Um, he was outboxed by Bradley. He was outpunched by Matthysse. So there's got to be a common ground there. He's got to start tightening up that D. It's killing him. He needs to get back to the gym and fix some of his defensive flaws. Offensively, I don't think there's anything wrong with him. Defensively is where it starts to come in. He's got to get the hands up more. He's got to quit taking those shots. He's got to quit wanting to bang with a puncher and wanting to straight out, flat out box with a boxer. You see what I'm saying? Bradley's more of a boxer. He doesn't have the power that Alexander has. Alexander can go more the Amir Khan route. Maidana, Morales, Holt, Alvarado, Guzman, all those guys are open for him to fight. He's viable here. Okay? Going over to Matthysse, obviously you want the rematch on neutral ground. This is the second fight in a row that he's had that were close, and he's lost both of them. And I think he should have a rematch in both of those fights. He lost to the home cooking. He's suffering from that Glenn Johnson syndrome, as I stated before the fight. So he's got to pick something up. He's got to start pumping out more jabs. He's got to incorporate more of the boxing in instead of just the brawling. Instead of looking for that right hand to carry him, because now he's learning the same thing Maidana has learned, which you think he would take something out of that, is that you're not going to knock out everybody. What are you going to do when you can't? You got to get the boxing. You got to get those other skills in. If he has to bring in another trainer to do it, that's something he needs to look at. He obviously has Maidana, Morales, Alvarado, Guzman, all the same guys. They're still all available. Do I think he deserves to fight a Conor or Bradley? No, those are gone. Devon Alexander, do I think he deserves to fight a Conor or Bradley? No. I think he has to fight some of the lower guys again before he gets that upper tier shot. Maybe the loser of the Amir Khan Judah fight he would get to go up against. But I think a rematch is really what needs to happen here. Okay, well, please comment, rate, subscribe, tell me what you think. And Bigragu, be my friend. And I'm out.